He kōna ipurangi tēnei nā te reo irirangi o Aotearoa.
Kia ora, Pilina here from Culture 101. Every Sunday, just after 1:30, one of our regular reviewers checks out the latest on the big screen. This week, Michelle Langstone is looking at H is for Hawk. Kiri and Lou go Raah and 72 Hours. Kia ora, Michelle.
Kia ora, Pilina. How are you?
Good, thank you. Great to have you in as usual. Okay, let's start with your list here. Another varied list, which I love. But H is for Hawk is your first one. And this stars Claire Foy and Brendan Gleeson. What a great cast. Directed by Philippa Lowthorpe. And this is based on the acclaimed memoir of the same name by Helen MacDonald, a biographical drama. And it's a very quiet and raw study of grief. Helen, who's played by Claire Foy, channels her pain at the loss of her dad into training now, how do you say this?
Goshawk.
Goshawk, named Mabel. Okay, here is a clip.
I do my research and I teach a bunch of undergrads at Cambridge. Hi, everyone. But I'm not dealing with things very well at the moment. Professor? Sorry, yeah, great. I need something different. I want a goshawk.
Goshawk's the wildest and maddest of raptors.
All right. So when this film, the book that this film is based on came out in 2014, it was one of the most popular books at the bookshop I was working in at the time. And I got to read a staff copy and I was out for the weekend. I was so upset. And it was just an incredibly beautiful study of grief. Helen MacDonald lost her dad. He was an acclaimed photographer and her best friend. And she just fell into grief. And the memoir documents the year after his death when she trained a beautiful bird, a hawk named Mabel, and tried to recover from the loss of him. Flash forward to 2018 when my dad died, and my dad was my best friend, and all I could think about was this book.
Yeah.
So then sitting down in the cinema to watch this, oh man, it's so affecting, and it is a truly faithful adaptation, beat for beat. It carries the rhythm and the landscape of the book interiorly and exteriorly so beautifully. So Helen MacDonald is a lecturer at Cambridge University. You heard that there in the Department of History and Philosophy of Science. And as a child, she had trained hawks, and when her dad died, she decided that she would go back. On the day that he died, she saw a pair of goshawks in the sky and she rang him to tell him about it, and that was the last time she spoke to him. Goshawks are notoriously very difficult to train, very wild, predatory birds. And so that action of training this wild bird works as a beautiful metaphor for taming her wild grief and deep sadness. And you see her beautifully played by Claire Foy, who every single etching of pain is in her gorgeous wide open face. She gives over most of her life to the care of this bird and sinks into a deeper state of dislocation, and she's her tenureship at the university is coming up. She's keeping the bird in her apartments there, which she's not meant to. She doesn't know where she's going to go, and so it creates this real tension of trying to get back in time with the world that is racing on without her while processing this absolute deep grief.
I've only seen the trailer, but there's a scene where also her family don't quite know how to deal with what she's doing. They don't quite know how to, help her or comfort her or convince her otherwise. So there's that tension as well.
Yeah, they just don't know how to reach her. And at the point when they realise how far she's gone into disarray in this house that's just full of bird defecation, I can't swear on Radio New Zealand, and every single other thing, and dead rabbits and stripped skins, and she's just gone into that place that is a really mortal place of living and dying and being in tune with the seasons. It's a lovely film. I kind of was not sure how it would translate in terms of how much watching a bird being trained could hold, but it's beautifully shot, and actually frame for frame, the matching of the feathers and the body of the hawk and her eyes, and then also Claire Foy's face, and the two almost become interchangeable. Just two birds. Just two birds being tracked and monitored, and the wildness in her matches the wildness in her bird. And it's really gorgeous. I think the only thing I would say if I had a criticism of this film is that having Brendan Gleeson mostly only appear in flashbacks is a real shame because he's divine as usual and their dynamism is gorgeous between them. But unfortunately, the nature of the story requires a lot of flashbacks. And at times they feel a bit too self-aware or considered, or they fit too neatly into the memories to prove a point of what's going on. Like the echoes are so exact that's a little bit, at times feels a little bit clunky.
Okay.
But you forgive it because it's just so, oh man, it's really moving.
Yeah, I wondered how big of a part Brendan Gleeson has in terms of does he appear throughout the film?
Very regularly.
And I suppose only in it's only possible to do it in flashbacks.
Yes, and also the thing about it that is problematic is that the flashbacks are regular. You feel them coming.
Yeah, right.
And so you're like, another flashback is coming, so they've become a rhythm of their own that I think, it's a little bit sticky, I would say, but I don't know how else you would really do it. And he's so gorgeous that you find yourself longing to see him again.
Yeah.
I'm just like, no one kill Brendan Gleeson ever, please. Ever on my watch. He's so divine.
And do they have a good chemistry?
Yeah, they really do. Charming. And you could, I don't know whether this is me projecting, but you sort of feel like every time you see Claire Foy in a scene with him, she's just delighted to be there. She's like, Brendan Gleeson. I'm in a film with Brendan Gleeson, which is exactly how I would feel. You know what I mean? It's just, I just adore her. I really appreciate how she just leaves it all out there on the playing field. She's so wide open. She looks terrible, like she looks stricken by grief and ravaged by it. She's a mess. She's pale, fluorescently pale. She's just having a shambles, and it's so real.
I love that.
And it's, very beautiful, very affecting.
And she does have a very wide open face.
Yeah.
Even, when she played Elizabeth and the Queen in The Crown, she doesn't have to move her face very much.
No, she's got those limpid pool eyes.
Yes.
You can just see the whole world in them. It's terrible. You're like, none of the world is good. Sorry, Claire Foy.
And this is H is for Hawk, which is from the producers of 12 Years a Slave and Moonlight, actually. So that is H is for Hawk with Claire Foy and Brendan Gleeson. Now, next on your list, let's come back home this way. Kiri and Lou go Raah. This stars Liv Tennant, Jemaine Clement, Rima Tuiata, and it's an hour-long joyful romp into this land where Aotearoa's most famous dinosaurs are on the big screen, and this is like an origin story of the friendship, really, and you learn about the friendship. So here's a clip.
Meet Lou.
Morning.
He's super sensitive.
That's not funny.
Just kidding. Meet Kiri. She's super snappy.
We need a fight.
Shocking. Together, they're the perfect storm.
The river's rising fast. I had a really bad dream.
I honestly am so overjoyed to get to talk about this film. So for the uninitiated, Kiri and Lou is a really beautiful animated claymation show that usually appears as short and sweet 10-minute episodes on TVNZ On Demand. It's directed by Harry Sinclair of Toy Love, The Price of Milk fame. He's also one half of The Front Lawn with Don McGlashan, and they make all the original songs and tunes for this show. So this is their first time on the big screen, hour-long grand debut, and it is an absolute joy. It's set in the Jurassic kind of period in a forest in New Zealand with all kinds of amazing creatures and insects. And Lou is a languid purple galumpha who's got a very gentle disposition, very easygoing. And Kiri is a snappy little yellow dinosaur with a spiky attitude. And this is all about how they meet each other and become friends. And it's just a joy. It is a continuation of everything. And it answers that kind of call I've always had, because I've been watching this since 2019 when it began, of going, I want more, I want it longer, 10 minutes is not enough. Yeah. And so finally we have it. As usual,
they've given the audience what they want.
100%. And I have to say, my 5-year-old, freshly minted 5-year-old Sonny, absolutely loved it. We've got a review up on Radio New Zealand if you want to hear some of his points of view about it. But he was completely silent for an hour apart from hysterical giggling. He particularly,
which is rare these days.
Yeah, he does not. The child does not stop. He is really in love with Kiri, who's the little spiky yellow dinosaur. And I was thinking about this a lot. Liv Tennant plays her. She's very relatable to small people who are not in control of their feelings because she flies off the handle. She loves a fight. She's emotionally volatile. And I think that my child relates to this a lot. He's like, yeah. Like anytime she did anything, including eating really noisily and rudely, he'd be in hysterics. So littlies, particularly preschoolers, can really relate. And then I think parents just like love Lou because he's so chill. And he's played by Jemaine Clement. Rema Tuiata, whose voice is like crunchy caramel deliciousness, plays Pania, this beautiful old dinosaur in the forest, but she's back again playing a young pterodactyl mum. And she has got the best song of the entire film. She's amazing. The music's charming. It's never cheesy. It's not saccharine. It's clever and it's witty. And there are little lessons if kids want to pick them up, but it's not heavy-handed and it's not patronising. It's just gorgeous. And it's, handmade claymation by Stretchy Studios in New Zealand. It is an unbelievable labour of love. And it's just a divine piece of work. Love it. 5 out of 5. Perfection.
Okay, a triumph.
It's opening at the New Zealand International Film Festival on the 8th of August. So take your small people to the Civic and just have the time of your life because it's glorious.
Okay, Kiri and Lou go Raah, and you've got a written review of that on our RNZ website as well for those interested. And finally, we're going to end with this one, 72 Hours. Kevin Hart, Marcelo Hernandez, who's sort of broken out as a comedian star recently on SNL as well. Tiana Taylor and also the ginger guy from SNL.
Ben Marshall.
This is a 40-year-old marketing executive, that's Kevin Hart, crashes a Miami bachelor party after being mistakenly added to a Gen Z group chat. He's suddenly desperate to prove he still understands youth culture, and it's to all attempts to save his advertising career. Let's have a listen to a clip.
Soliciting, human trafficking, everybody going to jail. Hands on your head.
Maybe guys clear it up.
This guy is a stranger that is on our bachelor party. He vomited on us, and then we had to get naked.
He's like our friend, but he's older than us. So he's like our daddy.
Guys, you're not helping. You gotta see this. I'm in a random group chat with some guys planning their bachelor party. They're inviting me to Miami? Yeah, they want me to go. My boss thinks I'm getting too old. Sorry, baby. It's fine. This is my opportunity to connect with the youth.
Okay. Now, I did, when I sent through my notes for this, the first thing I said was I need to stop watching Netflix original films. They're just not great at the moment. And this one has the dubious honour of being one of the worst reviewed comedies ever on Netflix. I didn't know that when I started because actually, I got to say, I love the premise. Having someone in their 40s failing in their job and making a last-ditch attempt to try and connect with the youth, capital Y, to figure out what makes them tick so that you can market some alcohol. I was like, yes, great. Let's see those two generations clash. Let's see what the yield is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, very little. It's a real mixed bag. Kevin Hart, probably one of the world's most famous comedians, famously selling out stadiums, the first one to ever do that for his stand-up. So huge audience, which they're trying to capitalise on here. Can't act. And people are going to hate me. Can't act. Cannot act. Has this sort of weird dead-eyed stare. This is the boldest I've ever been on these reviews, so hold on, people. It's going to get worse. He just goes sort of where he's blankly looking, waiting for... It's almost like his line is being fed through his earpiece.
Oh, no.
And it's just not... There's also a really dubious moment where one of the many tropes on this bachelor pad kind of stag weekend is, getting involved with a drug cartel, and when his character imbibes of some illegal substances, suddenly begins speaking in a weird Al Pacino Latino accent that's sincerely very problematic.
Is it just too much going on?
Too much going on. There's too many storylines and it's hectic. The kids from SNL, because that is Marcelo Hernandez and Ben Thomas or something like Ben Marshall, who's the ginger, they're both very good and very capable. But the problem with having them both is you feel like you're watching an extended bloopers reel of SNL.
Yeah.
So that's also confusing.
And it's a lot of comedians to be leading a film. I guess you've got at least already 3 in the main cast
Yeah, it's a lot of people trying to be funny and not turning up a lot of success there. I do love Marcelo Hernandez, though. He's such a star. He's so easy on screen. He's really open and endearing. He plays a very sweary character, which I personally enjoy because I love people that swear way too much. I just think, like, if it could have just been about someone sitting down and watching younger men who are actually capable of talking about their feelings and navigate marriage and commitment and stuff, and actually glean some stuff from that, it would have been really good, because the contrast to that is he's got Tiana Taylor, the lucky man, waiting at home hoping that he'll propose. She's so wasted. I felt rage.
Star, isn't
She's
she?
an Oscar nominee. You know, she's like, when are you going to propose to me? I'm really upset I'm moving out. No. Like there's some really interesting kind of midlife crisis aspects to it, but none of them are explored. And it's just it's pretty thin on the ground there, I have to say.
Okay.
I've really hammered that, haven't I? I'm so sorry, everyone.
If you want something to switch your brain off, 72 Hours on Netflix.
Yeah.
That's your last one. Quick text here, Michelle from Jane. Hi, Plena. I'd love to know Michelle's opinion of The Odyssey. Have you seen it?
I haven't.
Okay.
I am saving it for the IMAX on Queen Street in Auckland, Tamaki, because I want to see it as it was intended, and I haven't made it yet. I'm saving it up for a rainy day when work calms down. And I have no child with me.
Okay.
It's going to be exciting.
So sorry, Jane, no review.
Sorry,
yet,
Jane.
Just yet. But thank you for texting in. Michelle Langstone, thank you very much for your recommendations.
And sorry, everyone, for the rant.